I am Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
I'm Nick Young. You tune in to Kicks on Court.
Welcome back to a brand new season of Kicks on Court Weekly. I'm your host, George Kiel, here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Glad you're here with me again. So to kick off the new year in basketball and sneakers, we take a look at the hottest footwear in the NBA from opening week and go inside the Spurs head ball boys' amazing collection of player exclusives. But first, we take a look at the top 10 shoes from opening week in the Western Conference. Kicking off our list at number 10 is James Harden, who laced up a red and Volt Nike Zoom Run the 1 PE. Number 9 sees Monte Ellis debuting the recently released Barron's Air Jordan 13. Coming in at number 8 is Rockets power forward Terrence Jones and his debut of the Ferrari 14, while number 7 highlights the return of Nate Robinson from injury in the Taxi Air Jordan 12. Coming in at number 6 is Gerald Green in a brand new Reebok Kamikaze 4 PE. Number 5 puts the spotlight on LaMarcus Aldridge kicking off his Jordan brand campaign in the Concord Air Jordan 11. Number 4 sees Kobe Bryant in an all-purple Kobe 9 Elite PE. Number 3 puts the focus on Anthony Davis's revisit to the Rising Stars Challenge Hyperposit, and rounding out the list is Chris Douglas Roberts bringing out the white and varsity red Air Jordan 20 at number 2, and Kawhi Leonard's Air Jordan 6 PE featuring his brand new logo at number 1. Last season, we kicked off our Soul Access series with Spurs equipment manager Travis Wade. The San Antonio native, however, is not the only member of the Spurs organization that works closely with shoes, as David Rujan, the Spurs head ball man, also has quite the career. In addition to handling the day-to-day responsibilities of both the Spurs and visiting teams on game night, David has accumulated exclusive after exclusive from various players around the league. Today, we go inside his stash of vintage and autographed collectibles. Let's check it out. David, what's going on, man?
What's going on, George? How we doing?
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So introduce yourself.
Well, my name's David, and I work for the San Antonio Spurs, and I am the head ball boy.
Awesome. So what do we have here?
What we have here today is a collection of PEs over the years from various players that I've collected.
All autographed.
Majority of them autographed. There's a few that aren't, but most of them, yes, they're autographed.
Okay, well let's get.
All right. This one is from Anthony Davis's PE. I received this one last year. This is a pretty rare shoe to get from what I've heard. I talked to a bunch of the players, I get to know them, build a rapport, and they take care of me in instances and give me their player edition shoes to keep for collections and things like that.
So do they autograph all of them, or?
For the most part. I gotta ask for autographs. Sometimes it's harder because you don't want to do that after a game, after a certain team is lost.
Right.
So it's a little bit difficult sometimes. This one here is LaMarcus Aldridge's playoff shoe. Got this one after we knocked him out of the playoffs last year. He wasn't too hard about giving it up. He enjoyed it, but I think this year he's gonna have a pretty different shoe, so we'll see.
So you might have to get some Jordans from him.
We might have to find his custom Jordan this year, so excited about that. This one is it's a rare find, I would say. I've never seen a 13 in black and orange, and it's a Q Rich's 13. The story behind this is actually after one of the Phoenix games, this was actually about to get thrown away, and I pretty much saved it and asked the equipment manager if I could go ahead and have the shoe, and he said, yeah, that's fine. And that's how we got this one right here. Another one of my favorites personally would be it's an NBA Finals shoe from Dwayne Wade from Game 3. He decided to go ahead and give me this one because I was able to take care of their locker room situation throughout the entire finals when they were here in 2013. We got a Black History Month LeBron Soldier from Danny Green. He's a really good friend of mine, and he didn't want to part ways with this one. It was tough, but when the opportunity came about, he was about to get rid of some stuff, and he was like, did you want these? I'll give them to you. And it came about that way. Kevin Durant hardly ever gives away his shoes because he plays in them so much. I was lucky enough to get these because he came in and he's a real humble guy and talks to all of us, but I had asked him, hey, Kevin, is there any chance I could partake and maybe get your shoes? And he looked at the shoe literally, he picked it up, looked at the bottom, looked around it. He said, yeah, after this game, I'll make sure to give them to you. This one is actually one of my first shoes I ever got. This is from Jamal Crawford. And basically, he was hurt at the time when I got this, and he was back in the locker room, and we just made sure that he got everything he needed and throughout the game while he was back there. This one is an interesting topic in its own. It's from Steven Jackson, Stack 5. One game, I forgot who we were playing, but a fan had a pretty interesting sign up. Like, I think it was Captain Jack for President. And he ended up calling me over at halftime while he was shooting around and said, hey, I need you to go to my locker, go find my old shoes and bring them out. So I went, brought his shoes out. He signed them. He said, make sure you take it to that fan right there. So I took it to the fan, told him afterwards, and he was like, all right, go get another pair, and I'm gonna give them to you. And that's how I was able to get these from him. And then we have these two. These are both Christmas days from Houston Rockets. Dwight Howard, James Harden. The interesting thing about this one is James actually wrote Merry Christmas on it. So it's kind of personalized a little bit. And Dwight just signs his name, but he had fun with it. He didn't want to let go of these either. But we got him to let go because he had a few extras in the locker room. This is LeBron's from 2013 when they won the finals, but this is from his regular season. Interesting about this is he hardly ever gets his shoes away as well, because he sends them back to his charity to get auctioned off. And the way he signs is he signs one LeBron James and the other one King James. So I think that was a little bit interesting on that.
So David, what's your most prized possession in this lineup of shoes right here?
I have two. There's a Tim Duncan and then the Dornbecker 3s that I have. Now this one was awarded to me for basically working hard throughout my time here with the Spurs. My boss at the time had called me aside and said, hey, look, I have some extra Tim Duncans. You've been doing a really good job this year and I want you to have it. So he gave me the box, I took it home, didn't open it then. Took it home, opened it. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool shoe. But the interesting thing about it is a lot of people are like, oh, it's Tim, it's plain, but it's not really, because once you unstrap it, it has his MVP from the finals and his 2 season MVPs. My next prize one would be these Dornbecker 3s. The reason why is Nick Young, as he was your Kicks on Court champion, correct? Right. It's tough to peel anything away from this guy. He'll tell you one thing and he'll forget about it. But me and Nick, we were talking about it pre-game. I said, hey, Nick, I need those shoes for my collection, just from my Jordan collection. I never got a chance to get them. We jawed at each other for it. He's like, no, I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna give it to you. Then he said yes, and at the end of the game, he was basically dangling them in front of my face walking out. I said, yeah, man, I'll see you later. I'll talk to you the next time we come in town. Followed him out, we talked a little bit, and he was like, you know what? You can have them, I'll buy some more. Now these are a good shoe, I think. The Peaks from one of my good friends, Kyle Lowry. The reason I like these a lot is the way that Peak was able to customize them for him, and not just his name on the front, but stitch his son's name right here on the leather. I also have an Allen Iverson too. Right before Allen retired, I got this one from him. Yeah, he does have a pretty small foot though. We do wear the same size, he wears a 10.5. These are my Josh Childress shoes. They're actually made in my size from Josh. He was here with Phoenix a few years back, and I was able to go ahead and ask him and talk to him about his shoe that he still had his famous Afro design on it. And I asked him if he had any shoes that, I asked actually for his game shoes. He goes, you know what, I got something better for you. Why don't you give me your address and I'll send you some in your size. And that's how I came about getting these. These are Monta Ellis's shoes from when he was at Golden State before he switched brands from N1 to Jordan. He was just getting ready to get rid of these and go on to his next pair. I think he wears a new shoe every like 2 to 3 games. And a lot of players tend to do that because they like the feel of it. These are my John Wall shoes before when he officially went to Adidas. He was wearing these, and I got these because I was able to help him out after the game so he could get out of the locker room quicker. He asked me to put his game loop together, and as working the visitor locker room, we tend to help them with anything that the players or team needs. And the game loop consists of dry fit shirts, shorts, spandex, tights, sleeves, knee sleeves, arm sleeves, all types of things. These are a little different. These are J.R. Smith's New York Knicks, KD's. I've known J.R. Smith since he was with Denver for a while, and it's pretty good. It's pretty cool that he was able to give me these because we only see the Knicks once a year now, and I only get to see him. So he was able to remember me enough to go ahead and give me these. These right here are O.J. Mayo's from when he played with Memphis. He's a really good guy. He likes to take care of people who take care of him in that aspect, and we were able to go above and beyond for him and his needs when he was here in town and took care of everything that they needed. Now, both of these shoes are from Jason Williams, white chocolate. He was one of my favorite players growing up. I really wanted to get one of his PEs, and it's not so much a custom for him, but these are the game shoes that he did wear when he was with Orlando and Memphis. These right here are Chris Paul's playoff shoes from, I believe, 2 years back. His PEs are ridiculous. Not just these, but like his custom player edition 12s, 11s. And he had owed me one of his player edition 12s from when he was with New Orleans. And he remembered that in the playoffs, and he ended up giving me these. So it's a pretty good find, I think. I also have these Steve Nash's right here from when he was with Phoenix right before he went to LA. And then these are, I think, is a real good gem, because these are actually Steph Curry's shoes from when he first came into the league and before he got his own shoe per se with Under Armour. And as you can see, he does write on all his shoes from the beginning. Everything is in his own handwriting. He still doesn't let them put that on his shoes. He wants to do it himself.
So David, how many shoes do you get per year from all of these players?
It just varies, to be honest with you. It varies on the players, and then it varies on wins and losses, because you don't want to be that person to be in the back asking for something after a loss.
Yeah. And seeing that they usually lose here, I don't see how you've gotten this many.
It's tough, but like I said, it's about building relationships with some of these players and making them feel more of a person instead of a celebrity, because when it comes down to it, all these guys, just like us individuals, come in with nice shoes on and Jordans or foam posits, and sometimes you get to talk to them about the shoes that they have and that they collect.
Have you ever reached out for a pair and didn't get it?
That does happen a lot, I mean, but it comes with it. Russell Westbrook is one that took me a while. I do have a pair of his PEs. They didn't make the trip, but I do have one of his. Those took me a few years to get. One other player that I've missed out on over the years that I've been trying to get is DeMarcus Cousins. And he knows it. We saw him in preseason, and we talked about, laughed about, but I'm definitely going to try to get his shoes this year. And another player that I'm on the lookout for is Jabari Parker after I saw his custom 12s. Those things are fire. I need to put those in my Jordan collection.
And so we all know the famous story of the Utah Jazz ball boy and him selling his Jordans for $100,000. Would you ever do something like that?
Man, that is crazy, but no, I would never sell any of my shoes, because I feel that it's all personal to me and that they're giving it to me as a gift from myself.
Well, we've seen the hottest footwear in the Western Conference. Let's now check out the happenings on the East Coast. Carmelo Anthony kicks off the list in a gray and orange Jordan Melo M10 PE. Number 9 gives prominence to Amari Stoudemire's LeBron Soldier 8 PE. Number 8 focuses on Kyrie Irving's Hyperdunk 2014 Low. And coming in at number 7 is John Wall's Gum Bottom Adidas J Wall 1. Terrence Ross's first appearance on this list features him in a KD4 ID. Number 5 features a tie between J.R. Smith and Roy Hibbert, who both wore the Legacy Kobe 9 Elite. Number 4 highlights Tony Roten in the Good Apples KD7. Number 3 again focuses on Terrence Ross, this time in the playoff Air Jordan 8. And rounding out the list is LeBron James in not one, but 2 new LeBron 12 PEs in his anticipated return to Cleveland. Now with the new season comes not only a spotlight on the NBA players' kicks, but also a look at what you guys are wearing. So let's now check out my fave 5 of your kicks on court. Air Drew rocked the Volt Nike LeBron 10, John JDM went with the China Kobe 9 EM, and P32 wore the Bruce Lee Kobe 9. Jay Birdie 1522 wore the Rose City Adidas Crazy 1, and coming in at number 1 is Mitch Cap, who sported the Nike Zoom Crusader. Well, that brings today's show to a close. Check back next Friday as we explore the number 1 sneaker shopping spot for NBA players in the Los Angeles area. Until next Friday, your host, George Kiel.